We can just get the intro started. All right. Okay. Everyone can see my screen. Colin, can you give me a thumbs up just because I can only see you? Perfect. All right, thank you. All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. My name is Sarah Sterling. I'm the program catalyst for conveners.org, and welcome to this month's member call. We're going to be talking about changing the world with Unreasonable, and it'll be led by Pratibha and Milena from Unreasonable Group. Thank you both so much for your time and expertise for this community of members here. And Unreasonable Group is one of our newest members, so welcome. I'm going to just give a really quick introduction to those of you who might be new or joining us for the first time about who we are and what we do. We're a small but mighty 100% virtual team. We have team members and consultants from all over the globe. I'm based in Guatemala City, for example. Colin is in Canada. And then we have people throughout the States, elsewhere in Latin America, as well as in Africa. And what do? We do work in two buckets. One, we're a membership community, first and foremost, of purpose first conveners. And what does that mean? So to us, a purpose first convener is any individual or organization who's really dedicated to bringing others together into a space to create sustainable impact. So what does that look like? That could be an event organizer like Skoll World Forum, Social Venture Circle, Opportunity Collaboration. It could also be an impact accelerator like Echoing Green, Miller Center for Social Entrepreneurship, Agora Partnerships. It could be a media event production group like JB Media Group. It could even be leadership training and services like Center for Purposeful Leadership. So we have a very diverse and very global set of members. So if you're interested in learning more about our membership community and the benefits and services that we provide, please contact me at sarah@conveners.org. We also have an advisory services arm where we do one-on-one consulting services for large foundations, corporations, local community partnership groups, universities, and that's more for either doing a training facilitation or helping co-design a meeting, or actually designing and leading a convening more on a one-on-one basis. So that's just really quickly a little about who we are and what we do. Our spark today, so excited to hear from Pratibha Vuppuluri, Managing Director of Global Portfolio and Investments for Unreasonable. I'm going to be passing the mic over to her and Milena in a second here. But I just want to go over a couple of things, upcoming calls that we have, that if you're a member, even if you're not a member, actually for this next month, which is exciting, we have calls for you. So we have a masterclass series, which are basically 90-minute working group sessions around a particular topic. This is specifically focused for entrepreneur support organizations. So any organization that's helping support social entrepreneurs throughout the globe, these are for you. They're free for members and $20 per person if you're a non-member. So at the end of this month, actually next week, we'll be having Seed Spot take us through a masterclass of supporting founders of color through mentorship. And then November 3rd, we have an ecosystem call, and our ecosystem calls are open to anyone. You don't have to be a member. And we're going to be doing an in-depth behind the curtain look. Colin and I are actually leading this one, which is exciting, about our Accelerating the Accelerators event that we had back in August. So if you're looking for insight of what works, what doesn't work in terms of doing an all virtual multi-day global conference with very little resources, staff, and very low bandwidth technology like Zoom, this is the ecosystem call for you to be at. And we'll be really honest and open about sharing what we did, why, from start to finish, and what worked and what did not work, lessons learned. So all of you are invited to this call. And then November 18th, we have our next member call, which will be like this format, but talking about inclusion in the workplace with Green Mountain Support Services. So our time today, we're going to do we just did welcome and intros. We're going to do 10-minute community activity. And these are really just to get us energized, get us connected in a new, different way. Today, we're going to be showcasing a new tool. And then I'm going to hand over the mic for basically the rest of the time for our Spark conversation. So with that in mind, I'm going to stop screen share. Go away, screen share. Here we go. So Colin's going to be posting into the chat a tool that we recently used. It's a really great and free icebreaker networking tool. It's called Gartic Phone. And so if you guys can all see that in the chat, I am going to find my window. And what we're going to do is basically this is like Pictionary meets telephone. So if you've ever played Pictionary, you get a prompt and you need to draw a picture of the prompt. So let's say like 3 little monkeys jumping on a bed. You have to draw that so that the next person can guess what you're trying to draw. And then telephone is like when you tell someone, whisper in their ear, and then they have to tell the next person what they thought you heard. So it's like that with pictures. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the link. You're going to create, you're going to select an avatar. You're going to create a little nickname for yourself and come into the space. So I see Colin is in there. Once you're in the space, please be sure to mute yourself at the top right of the tool. I see Liv, great. And what we're going to do is we're going to do speed run just because we only have about 10 minutes, a little bit less. And with the speed run, what you're going to see is once I start it, you're going to see a prompt. So you're going to have to write a sentence, and it can be a sentence about anything, but keep in mind, people will have to draw, someone will have to draw this. And so everyone's going to write a sentence, and it's going to time you, it's going to prompt you everything. Then you're going to get someone else's sentence and you're going to have to try and draw that. And then the game goes from there. And then at the end, we'll get to see how everything evolves with the drawings and the prompts, because basically it'll be drawing, prompt, and then someone will have to guess what the next drawing is, etc. So we're going to do a speed run. I'm just going to pause and make sure everyone is in here. I think we have everyone. Is there anyone? Please feel free to put in the chat for Zoom if you're having any trouble before we get started. Because once you start, you're kind of locked out. Anyone missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people. Oh, Derek's here. All right, let's look Derek in really quick. Would you mind sharing this with Derek, Colin, really quickly? I'm going to share my screen for those who are watching this at home later, who aren't able to make it today, just so they can see it. All right, and Derek, if you can click the link and join us in this new space of Gartic Phone, that would be great. And then we're going to get started. And Derek, I don't know if I can see you. Let me see if I can pull up my tiles here. Derek, can you hear me? I see you. All right, yes.
I can. Yep.
So you're going to go into Gartic Phone, the link that Colin just shared, create a username and select your avatar. And basically it's going to prompt you to write a sentence, and someone's going to have to try and draw that sentence. Right. And then you're going to get a prompt and you're going to have to draw. It's very user friendly once we start. I just can't add you once we get started. So I don't want you to get left out of our community activity.
So I shouldn't use my regular name. I need to
you can put whatever you want. Yeah, it's fun if you do a nickname. I put just Sarah Conveners. Derek, I see you in there. All right, we're going to get started. Everyone ready? Sentence. It goes really fast because we're doing a speed run. And you can see all the other different activities too here that you can do as a group. All right, we're getting started. 3, 2, 1. All right, write a sentence. Okay, here we go. Timer's going. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now everyone has to draw whatever comes up on the screen for them. Don't look at my screen. Oh my goodness. Who put this prompt here? This is a great one. So go ahead and draw as fast as you can. Whatever the prompt is that comes up for you.
I'm not proud of this drawing.
Oh, I'm not proud of my drawing either. I don't know if people are going to get what it is. And at the bottom too, you can make your drawing tools thicker or thinner. You can do shapes on the right-hand side. There's a bunch of little things, but the speed run, you really just have to draw as fast as possible. All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Now you have to write the description of what you see. So whatever you think that drawing is, write that sentence in there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're gonna draw again. Oh, and I will say the normal way gives you way more time to draw, but it's better for smaller groups. So since we have limited time today and a large group, we're gonna do it this way. Oh shoot, I forgot the main part of this. Dee, dee, dee. I think my cursor's lagging.
For some reason, I couldn't draw this one, so somebody will get a blank one next time.
Yeah, sometimes with when you do like Zoom or something else with this tool, sometimes it lags a little bit or yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh my. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh my, okay.
Goodness.
These are gonna be really great. I can't wait. It's like hard enough to draw when you also have to draw with your trackpad. Okay. We're halfway there.
Good luck getting this one, everybody.
Oh my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh my. Oops, hold on. I meant to write that this way. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, goodness gracious. Colin, has anyone joined us that's not playing the game, or are we all here?
No, I think no one else has joined since we started. No.
Okay, cool. Just in case. I mean, at least they get to watch this. And you can do multiple rounds as well, but once you start a round, then no one else can join. So that's the only thing about this tool.
It is what
Oh my goodness. Hopefully everyone's having fun because I can't see anyone's faces, but feel free to unmute if you want to join the chat. Oh my goodness, I think Colin did this one.
Oh, probably.
I will say I like the speed run better for writing what you think the drawing is, because it really makes you guess really quickly. It makes it, and that makes it more fun, I think. It doesn't give you as much time to guess, to think about it.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, we're gonna have one more round of guess and one more round of drawing, and then we're done. This is good. This is 10 minutes, so perfect. A lot of deer in this one. Oh, okay. Last one. Two colors.
Oh dear.
Everyone who's watching the recording later is going to be like, oh, Sarah, you're such a great artist. All right, and now once everyone's done drawing, we'll get to see each of the sentences and drawings and how they evolve, because each of us has actually gone through and at least drawn or written for each of our prompts / drawings. So you'll see in a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. Start. So here's my prompt. Oh, I did not write that correctly. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's very complex.
Well, I've been listening to Raffi a lot, so, you know, I'm down by the bay stuck in my head. Whale over land.
That's a great drawing.
That's a really good drawing. Empty.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Whale over land. Yes. Because if you miss it, the next person, whale at the bottom of the ocean. Yes, the opposite. Perfect.
Oh, no.
I guess the flower should have gave it away.
Shark underwater. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Good job, Colin. And water. Choppy seas. We still have the ocean theme going. Ooh, nice, Jasmine. Yes. All right. Next. All right, Colin, what'd you write?
I can't even remember now.
Oh no, a duck that knows how to read. Good job, Derek. That was really great.
This is graduate level for me. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
stick figures.
E-box. Milena, what is an e-box?
I think I was trying to write elephant in a box, but
Oh no.
I was thinking about it for a while.
I was thinking, you know, like it's a cube with an animation. Good job. I've never figured out the animation.
I'm gonna stick to my day job, guys.
Yes, Alex, mind blown. Yeah. An idea, yes. All right, next. Who's next? Liv, what'd you write? Cardiologist shaking in the cellar. Okay, this is one I had to draw. I was like, well. That was a great prompt. That was a hard one.
That's a good way to draw it though.
That's
Thank
actually
you.
pretty nice, Sarah.
Gotten really good with the stick figures
Oh, that's
for
good.
this game.
I like
Cutting
that.
your heart out of the basement, Alex.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah, I see why you don't use your real name here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then the people don't know who you are. Ooh, Milena, good use of shapes. Dreaming of a vacation. This is going a very different way. Oh, awesome. Good job,
But this
Jasmine.
looks so beautiful.
Yeah, napping on a desert. Much better than shaking in a cellar. Awesome. All right, Preeti. Dog eating ice cream. Okay, perfect. I think this turned into something. Yeah.
Oh.
This is the one that I was not proud of.
Dog licking and ice cream.
Oh,
I
cone.
think it's good.
Message
Yeah.
got off.
Good.
Good job, Derek. Dear
Deer
eating
eating a
carrot. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Ta-da. Oh. Oh my goodness. Cool nicknames.
Deer
Eating carrot. Yes. Okay, so that kept going. At least that part. Oh, dog with the
Dog.
carrot.
Getting close.
So go back to the dog, just the carrot instead of ice cream. Yours went really well, Colin, I will say. All right, Milena, what'd you write? Dog wearing a ballerina.
That's a good one.
Yes, that's great, Liv. Cat wearing a dress.
Yeah, and I'm running out of time to write ballerina outfit.
Yeah, that's what the speed round. That's the only thing.
My
with speed
half
round.
thoughts.
You gotta just write it. Cat going donut.
I really had a hard time with this one.
Oh, it's
That's
little
good.
mug.
Fun. That's great.
cute.
That is really good, Colin.
Yeah. Ooh, Alex, nice. Oh. Nice. Oh, New York Times. Perfect. Cat cheering the team by the shore.
Oh, boy.
I
I kind of messed up the whiskers a little bit.
All right. Brave magician on Jupiter. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
this was bad for me.
Getting run over.
Oh, that's a good one.
That turned dark really quickly. Someone's run over or hit by a fireman's cat. Yeah, that's true.
It was a car.
Car accident. Yeah. I think I also got that prompt. Crashing into the garage with your sports car. Yes, Alex, that's very specific. Awesome. Car crash, Derek. Yep, I think I got your prompt after that. Boom. All right. That.
You're all very good at this. It's very impressive.
I mean, considering the amount of, the amount of time that you have. Mean calf in the club.
I would hate to be doing this on a laptop. That would be quite challenging.
It is.
Oh yeah.
It is challenging. Yes.
Actually, I
it is
used
very
last time I
challenging.
played it, I only had my trackpad and I thought a mouse would be easier, but I switched back to my trackpad. A trackpad's actually a bit easier, I think.
Oh, it is easier because I only have the trackpad. Puppy with the pink nose. Oh.
I think I know where this one's going because I think I
Oh, I think so too. I think I remember my prompt for this one. Yep, I do remember this one. Rudolph's red nose. Yeah. There it is, Derek. I remember that picture.
I was so happy that you got it.
Yeah. Ooh, Colin.
Oh,
That's
dude.
really
My
good.
gosh.
It's the shapes. All right, Jasmine.
Super helpful.
Stopping to smell the flowers. Wide open space. Perfect. That's perfect. I love that. That's perfect. Table. Oh, I know what this one, where this is going, dear. Table. I want to know how it got to where it was for my
I also
drawing,
would like
because
to
it
know.
did evolve.
I got here too.
Oh, that's where that was you, Colin, then, or hello, maybe. Yeah, it was hello. Hello changed it up.
Well, you did a good job, Sarah, because that's what I guess.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Well, that's like the clip. Where'd the glasses come from? The water glasses come from. Ooh, Liv. That's really nice. All right, Megan. Yes, pineapple pizza for dinner.
Sarah, do you do this every time?
We do different activities every time. We've never played a game before, but I thought this would be a fun, just like sparking of energy for people. A ball of yarn. That's what I got too, Melina. All right. Good job.
Sorry for the atrocious drawing.
I totally got that it was a ball
I'm
of
about to
yarn.
draw the same thing, and yours is better than mine. So
That's way
Oh,
better.
that's good too. That's really good. Yarn, yes. All right, Colin, yes. Oh. Knitting. Oh, yes, that's true. The actual active knitting. Perfect. All right, 3 more. Chicken is for, it seems like whoever hello is didn't get to finish their thought.
oh, that's what that was.
Ah, Jasmine. All right, I get it now. I wanted to make it a little more, a little interesting. A chicken turns 4. That is also true, Colin. Oh, with the birthday cake. That's great, Alex. Chicken's 4th birthday. That's great. The chicken eats. Yep. Well, the chicken theme is still there. So I think we did a really good job. Yum. Liv, that's really great. Mhm. All right. Nomad. Whoever Nomad is. The cow runs up the hill. Here we go. Oh, I think I know what this is going to turn into because but it's very different.
And what
A sheep
that was
climbing up the
gross.
hill while bleeding.
I couldn't make sense of the
It's
red.
like really
Now it makes
specific.
sense.
Colin. A bleeding sheep. Good job, Alex. That's great. A boulder falling down a cliff. Yes, Liv. That's what it turned into. Ooh, good job, Jasmine. Boulder falling down a mountain. Ta-da! What's
That's
my
what I saw.
motion? My motion signs. Avalanche or giant snowball. Ooh, I like that. The snowballing effect. That's great. All right, and then Derek, you'll be the last one. Blank. All right. Derek, what'd you write? The whole bunch of them. Oh, Derek. Good job, hello. That's really creative. A chocolate chip cookies with something. Ooh, yeah, that's great. With a bite taken out of it, Jasmine. Potato chips could be. Ooh, yum. Eating peanuts. Oh, this is where, okay. Yep. I know where this is going. Oh yeah, I told you this is your drawing, Colin. I knew it. I knew that was your drawing. Oh, it's the shapes. Person, yes, that too. Good job, Alex. That is a person. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna stop sharing. And we're gonna jump from this, but this is just an example of another sort of like free tool you can do just for an icebreaker. And it's really fun if you're you're either in Zoom for the audio, because the audio doesn't work that well in the tool, just as a tip. So it's good to be in like Zoom or another platform where you can like talk through the pictures and laugh together, just to build the excitement and silliness. So I'm going to hand it over to the Unreasonable group to begin their Spark conversation. And thank you so much again for this time investment. I know Pratibha is even like traveling, so it's a big deal to have you on the call today. And take it away. The rest of the time is yours. And please feel free to put any questions or things that you guys have in the chat, but we'll also have time for questions as well as part of the presentation.
No, thank you so much, Sarah and Colin. It's a tough act to follow from how much fun we've been having. And to be perfectly honest, my nickname was Preeti, and I clearly saw how bad I was at drawing stick figures. It was pathetic. After some time, I was like, oh no, I think I clearly embarrassed myself here, but so excited to be joining all of you. And I hope you guys can hear me well. So just moving forward, I just, we wanted to like kick off this particular meeting with a quick presentation, as well as just introducing ourselves. I know, Milena, did you just have a bit of a technical issue? I just saw a bunch of code on your end gibberish. So I was like, okay. But what I'd love to do perhaps is, give a quick introduction about myself and Unreasonable before, as Milena really cues up the deck. And the way we have really thought about this particular session, to be perfectly honest, is have as few slides as possible, share a little bit about the work we're doing, but really open this up for more of a conversation. So to kick off just to give you a bit of my background, I am Pratibha Vuppuluri. I'm the managing partner at Unreasonable Collective. Just your plain vanilla traditional finance background. I've been in the capital raising and M&A space for the last 20 years, kicked off at Deutsche, went on to UBS and Barclays. But quite frankly, the last 8 years was when I first got introduced to the world of really exploring companies that are on the cusp of doing well and doing good. Something that now, as we start thinking about a community and a movement, we are seeing this as almost accepted. I mean, 7, 8 years ago, it was just quite frankly a very different scenario. Before we do the deck, can Milena, would you be open to just sharing a little bit about yourself as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was just seeing if I was muted. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to connect with you all. I am Milena Stocheska. I joined Unreasonable about 6 months ago. My background is actually in government and media, and before delving into the world of sustainable finance in an advocacy capacity. So yeah, thrilled to be with you here today. And I will kick it back over to you, Pratibha, just in the interest of time.
Thanks, Milena, and just wonderful privilege of having you as the rockstar colleague. So as I mentioned, guys, we at Unreasonable think solving world's most pressing challenges is not only a moral imperative, but also unique financial opportunity. And the reason why we are so focused and convinced about that is in the latest PwC report that came out last year, if we think about, for us to really get to the net zero economy, every business globally across sectors really needs to halve their carbon emissions and really transform in little over 2 business cycles. That really means that at the end of the day, we are looking at how technology can really play a role in working on some of the challenges we're seeing as a society. So climate tech, future of work sort of companies, and at the same time are right now, given where we are in unit cost economics and the traction and the teams and the consumer demand, we are sitting squarely in doing well and doing good. So giving you a bit of taking a step back, Unreasonable Collective was started last year with the sole purpose of really pulling together a community-driven investing model. So here, as a club, we come together, having a community of investors globally, where we evaluate and pool capital and support companies through investments as well as through operating leverage. To us, it's all about community-driven investing, which is at the core of every facet of Unreasonable, and we are very values aligned when we think about convenience in that sense. And as we think about these community-driven investors, we are hyper-focused on not just showing them deals, where it just not, should not feel like yet another email comes through, but really bringing together intimate events and connections and community so that people can come forge relationships first and come together to evaluate deals and support the companies that are changing the world as we see. So, broadly, Unreasonable Group, which is where Unreasonable Collective sits in, is a company that was founded 6 to 7 years ago and is hinged on partnering with large institutions. So institutions like Barclays, Accenture, Pearson, and Fossil, and looking at co-creating impact-based growth stage accelerators. To us, where we saw a true white space when we see Textiles and Y Combinator really being able to tap into the seed stage companies, we saw a bit of a white space when it came to companies that were Series B and beyond. And that is where we noticed that CEOs really need that help as they are on this traction and trajectory to, and to mine the collective intelligence of experts in the industry. And by partnering with large institutions like Barclays and Accenture, we are able to provide that ecosystem of support to all of our companies, be it, tapping into the banking units, equity research, or, consulting businesses, or even forging strategic partnerships with their clients. So that's a bit of an Unreasonable in a nutshell. And to date, we've done close to about 300 companies we have 300 companies in the network and have raised about 7 billion in financing and generated, these particular companies have generated a little bit more than 6 billion in revenues. So Collective sits on top of this fellowship that really focuses on an ecosystem of support for high growth, high impact companies. And we look at selecting a subset of those, because if you think about impact focused companies have a wide range of capital spectrum needs. Some look for infrastructure funds, some look for private equity, some are growth equity, family offices or foundation backed. We focus squarely in the VC backed technologies, where we are really hyper focused on, hyper scalable companies that have amplification when it comes to impact and have significant traction. So our investment criteria that you see in this particular slide, our portfolio or the deals that we tend to show are 80% in climate tech and 20% in future of work. So if you think about 80% climate tech, is the new internet, if you will, right? Like it is at the end of the day, the touch point in every sector, be it mobility and transportation, agriculture, clean energy, alternative protein, all the way to hardware intelligence. And in terms of the future of work, we look at education technology, health, diversity, equity, inclusion, fintech, and other remote work products to really build the workforce that we need for the tomorrow. And as I mentioned, our focus is to show highly curated, highly diligent, vetted deals through multi-layered screening process. So what you're seeing over here is, our venture selection team, when they look at inducting any company into the fellowship, they review about 500 companies every year, and they induct as of now, as I mentioned, 277 fellows into the network. And these are the companies that we track, support, and screen. And once we finish screening those ventures to really understand, and that passes our criteria or our filters, we then have the companies reviewed by our venture partners to explore which ones have the promising high signal technology opportunities over here. And when they start to raise capital and when they are sitting there and thinking about their round, we provide a lot of that capital support, not just through Collective, but beyond that. I have an entire team that looks at connecting them to funds and family offices. And during that moment, when a fund is backing them, a VC fund is backing them, we get the allocation to come in and co-invest alongside some of the marquee GPs. So we showcase and look to close about 8 to 10 syndicates a year. So moving on, as I mentioned, we have venture partners and we have an expert network. So our venture partners typically are fund managers or people who have strong expertise in the space. And then every deal before it hits the members goes through an investment committee of, quite frankly, like remarkable people with strong expert backgrounds in the venture capital investing space. We have members like Ashok Reddy, who runs Unreasonable Capital Fund One. He's been in the VC investing space for the last 15 years. Mohanji Jolly, who used to be a partner at BFJ Ventures and now looks at the US-India corridor of B2B enterprise technologies through his fund, Iron Pillar. Tanya, who is a principal at Octurn, who looks at all of the green economy tech companies and squarely within that, so is able to give us the behind the scenes knowledge on some of the tailwinds we're seeing in the market. And then we have Karen Pajarilo, who's a former partner at one of the growth stage equity ventures, looking and has built her chops in consumer and healthcare. And last but not least, Gautam, who's a partner at a $150 billion buyout firm called Apex. And he's been in the business and is really looking at the Asia as an emerging player within the green economy space. So what does this mean to our members? You know, we've all talked about the multi-layered scale in a diligence process. We've talked about the market opportunity of like, you know, quite how promising it is to be investing in climate tech and future of work. But what does it mean from a member experience? Like, what is a member experience when they come on board? Is, let's say, when there is a, you know, as I mentioned, ventures are curated and vetted by Unreasonable. And when there is a opportunity to look at a deal, we first showcase it to anchor members. Anchors are those who are writing large check sizes. We share the data room, we share our memos and our findings with anchors. And if an anchor flags an interest and in the opportunity, we move forward and share it with the entire member base. So when a deal is presented to our members, you hear from the entrepreneur, you hear from the investor who's invested in that particular entrepreneur, and also at that particular moment, opt in to have access to the data room as well as our memo. Once you have that, you have about a week to evaluate the opportunity and get really down and dirty into the company's financials, their customer track records, all of it, to gain that feeling of being confident about what you're investing in, as well as you have the memo to guide you through what we think of the opportunity and what the experts within our venture partner ecosystem and our IC have shared with us as key strengths or key risks about that particular opportunity. These are typically 20-page memos that we tend to produce for every deal. After which we then invite all of our members who are interested to talk amongst each other, to really mine the collective intelligence of that particular network. And post which we then have a second call with the CEO to answer any outstanding questions that we haven't been able to answer from the first call, from the queries that we've received through the data room, from the groves, and whatever is outstanding, we tend to take that as the last step before we ask our members if they're actually interested in committing. Because at the end of the day, the world of impact needs to really align with your values and how you see your portfolio. So for us, that is paramount. So we have the opportunity of opting in or opting out of a deal, for which we have 72 hours to do so. And then we go on to structure the SPVs. So to date, we've done more than 8 deals and deployed about close to 8.5 million in within the first year of existence, which is a big deal for us as we think about mobilizing capital. To us, DE&I, both from a member base as well as from the founder angle, is paramount and is very much part and parcel of what we think to be core pillars of our philosophy. So we have companies like Air Protein. It is fascinating when I talk about this. It is a company that looks at converting elements of carbon into meat. Their first product is chicken patties. It's not science fiction. It is actually coming into reality where prototypes are being made. We were able to participate in that $32 million Series A alongside Google Ventures, Archer Daniel Midlands, which is a $32 billion market cap, one of the 4 protein producers, and Barclays Sustainable Impact Capital. We also did Turtle Tree Labs, which looks at stems to growing dairy through stem cells, where we were co-investing alongside KBW Ventures, CPT, and Artesian. We have other companies that you're seeing, as well as a fund. And at the end of the day, for us, the idea here is we think about Series A or B rounds with the focus on being able to exit by Series C. We look at individual investors, as well as we've been really at this cusp looking at partnering with organizations. Milena will walk you through how we think about community as a whole.
Thanks so much, Pratibha. So just to give you a sense of what our collective member experience feels like, think of it like a year-long calendar of monthly events where you hear from industry experts in the field and hear, best practices and trends in these various industries. We basically host monthly masterclasses, salons, and next year we will be, COVID permitting, hosting and rolling out our in-person events, which allows our community to not only come together to learn from these experts, but also one another, and it also dig beneath the surface to really gain deep connections with the other members of the community. And just to humanize the demographic of our community, it is individuals like all of you who are leading highly intentional and impactful lives, and movers and shakers, C-suite professionals. Our chairwoman is Christiana Musk, so she brings a wonderful network of creative business minds to the collective. It's an incredibly diverse and powerful global community of values aligned members and investors. And what we're really aiming to do, or let me just move myself to the next slide, is to really shake up and transform the investment landscape to ensure that our underrepresented entrepreneurs are funded, which means that we need a more diverse group of investors funding them. So we know that 1.3% of the 4 major asset classes are managed by women and people of color, and we don't want to accept that. So it's our mandate to build an inclusive network where at a minimum 50% of our members are women, people of color, or LGBTQ+. And we're actually at 60% and continuing to make this a key focus for the collective. So with that, I'm super mindful of time. So I just want to thank you all for your time today, and for the conveners as well for bringing us all together. It's so wonderful to share this time with you and share what we're up to at Unreasonable. And I'd love to just open it up to any questions or thoughts and ideas and hear from you all.
Is this an open forum to just speak?
Totally open. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Colin. Thanks for pinging me. Sorry I was delayed in replying.
No rush. I figured it would come up when you needed to. I'd like to say as Colin 2, because I can't take place of Colin 1. This is great. I actually hadn't heard of Unreasonable before, and when I saw it on the convener's site, I thought this would be a great thing to see. And I'm very excited to see what you guys are doing. A couple of things. I haven't really investigated much, and I apologize for that, but is your reach and focus truly global? Is it in a certain area? Maybe a little bit more about you folks, just even on your own terms, what you're looking for and where do you like to focus on?
In terms of the investments, and both the investments and our community of investors, we have a complete global approach. So we have 300 fellows, as Pratibha mentioned, from 180 countries, and we essentially have a mandate to select the best opportunities for our members in terms of what we present to our members as investment opportunities. So that may be from Singapore, and it has been in the past. It may be from the UK, from across Europe. Certainly we have a global lens when it comes to both our investor and entrepreneurial community. And
so being able to plug into that, not necessarily for me, but I run an accelerator here in Alberta and in Canada, and would love to be able to see the highlighted folks, the great people that we're working with. I work in the sustainable development goals and ESG type focus. And so can we send them to you? How do we do that? Is it just an introduction on the website, or is there a way to kind of formally make those introductions? Because we really want to, we find that there's a lack of warm introductions for the entrepreneurs to go from system to system. And we really want to try to change that to make sure that we can do warm introductions with great people to the next level of funding, support, encouragement, whatever it might be.
So our brilliant venture selection team have a brilliant system in place, and it is essentially going to the website and applying through the website. So I will share with you that link because I now have your email, but I'll also share it in the chat as well. So that really details what our fellowship's about. I can also share a deck about the fellowship, but the best process to not interfere with the system they have in place is really to go through that website.
Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks, Colin.
Hey, this is Megan from Net Impact. Really nice to hear what both of you had to share today. And I love getting your emails. I often get really useful perspectives and resources from them. But something I've always been curious about is it seems like there's a number of different aspects to Unreasonable beyond just what we were talking about today. And I'm curious, like I think you have a pretty significant for-profit investing operation too. I might be wrong, but can you clue us into how the different aspects of Unreasonable work together?
Yeah, Pratibha, do you want to take that one?
Sure, absolutely. So we have, firstly, Megan, love Net Impact. So, I'd love to catch up and learn how we could be collaborating. And Colin, my husband's from Fort Mac, so I have a lot of affinity for Alberta. So coming down to Megan, to your question, the collective is the investing arm of Unreasonable Group. We did have a micro fund focused on emerging markets, but that has been fully deployed. The other aspects of Unreasonable Group is this particular fellowship. It is the fellowship where we invite companies to join our growth stage impact accelerator programs alongside the partner institutions. And once we think about really exploring how we could be investing or deploying capital, we introduce them to a whole host of capital partners, including Collective.
Got it. That's great. So like the Illuminaries fellows are very much a part of what you just described. They're the ones who caught my eye. I think they just have such a catchy name.
Illuminary fellows, Illuminary, right?
That's the one, yes.
Of course, yes, of course, yeah.
Wonderful. And I just noticed actually that I missed one of our slides. So just to give you all an understanding of an overview and the membership at a glance. So essentially, we do have 2 tiers, but today I think we are super interested to explore potential partnerships with you all. But as an individual member, this is a nice overview summary if you'd like to take a little screenshot. But essentially, we do provide members with, 10 vetted deals a year, no management fees, those monthly events and salons and the in-person events that we'll be rolling out are incredible. And because a lot of the membership fee goes towards those events, a lot of folks like to expense this as a corporate expense, which is nice. And this membership also comes with access to some of the board and advisory positions that come out of the 300 fellows that we have in our community, as well as if you're investing a lower carried interest on the back end. So that just to give you a sense of how we operate. Amazing. Well, I will put my email in the chat, and if anyone would like to explore a potential partnership, please feel free to ping me an email. And Sarah, again, Colin, thank you so much for this opportunity to share what we're working on at Unreasonable. Always happy to continue the conversation offline, but mindful of everyone's time as we're quickly approaching the hour.
Perfect. Thank you both so much for investing your time in this community. I'm so happy to have Unreasonable be part of our membership community, and we'll be sure to share this recording as well as notes and blog posts in a recap email that we'll send out early next week. So please, everyone stay in touch, look out for the email, and have a wonderful rest of all of your weeks. And we'll wrap up a couple minutes early here.